Hello, World of Tank Blitzers. It's Littlefinger, and I've got a full tank review on the Scavenger. This is a Tier 5 medium in the Hybrid Nation category. This is a Halloween 2018 event tank. You needed to get 50 wins to get this tank over a span of 10 days. So I grinded that tank, and I've got it, and I've driven it a few times, and the results are not good. You can see here down at the bottom, the Scavenger, 6 games, 0 wins, yet I'm doing almost 1,500 damage at Tier 5, so I've been unlucky with my teams, to say the least. 2 kills per game there. You can see that hit ratio, 89. The gun is really nice on this tank. But anyway, you can see it here in the garage, kind of a fun-looking Halloween tank, and if we go into the upgrades here, one of the rare things about this as a premium or collector tank is that it's got 2 different guns. The Scavenger here is more of your typical gun in the sense that you're getting about 160 damage per shot, 110 millimeters of pen. Got a really nice rate of fire. The other is going to be more of a howitzer type gun. It's called the shell thrower. I love these names. Obviously the pen is way down. You're going to struggle against tier 6s for sure, but you can see you get a big jump in your damage. Now I prefer to shoot more often and get lower hit points than wait for a long reload and then rely on hopefully getting a few HE shots in there. So I'm running it with this Scourge gun, that's what we're going to call it here. So anyway, 700 hit points. The frontal armor on it is decent at 75 millimeters for a medium, but the tank is slow. And as you can see from my results there in game, really can't carry in this tank. But I'll show you those games for what it's worth. A lot of ammo in this tank. Don't need to worry about running out of ammo here. So basically got it 2-to-1 AP to APCR. And of course, remember guys, buy that Pramo with credits, not gold. And then equipment, the way I was running it, I've got the gun rammer. We'll get that additional rate of fire. The pen on it's not too bad, although I haven't played tier 6. And this is for the Scourge gun, remember. Defense system, improved optics. And then I'm running supercharge. One of the downsides to this tank is it does have a little bit of a slow loss over distance on the pen there. So running that, and then because it was kind of slow, I went ahead and put on the engine accelerator. I might go ahead and go with enhanced armor. It's only 85,000 credits, got a few to spare there. So anyway, we'll go with this as our setup. Now let's take a quick look at some of the more detailed statistics. Alright guys, here's blitzhanger.com. I don't use this site too often, but information wasn't available on the other site that I typically use. So here we go, Scavenger Tier 5. I've got the provisions lined up with the tin food and protective kit. The equipment with what I talked about there in the setup, and of course we're using that Scourge gun. We look at our hit point pool, it's pretty low for other mediums, but keep in mind, you've got a pretty decent armor profile, especially on that turret, so you're going to bounce more than most mediums at Tier 5. View range is really nice there at 267. Damage per minute, we're 8 out of 17 medium tanks, it's pretty low. And our pen at 110, you know, again, 8 out of 17, it's not horrible, it's certainly workable. Our damage right there is consistent with most of these other tanks at 160. What I was talking about before, the velocity, it's 1300. It's a really nice, shoots fast. You know, you can hit moving targets really easily. Would be a good sniping tank if you can get into such a position. But your penetration loss over distance is pretty bad. So that's why I went ahead and running that supercharge there. So, we look at the rate of fire, reload, it's all pretty normal. Gun handling, this is where this tank shines. Look at this, 1.68 aim time, 0.36 on dispersion. Really nice gun. -8 degrees of gun depression, 12 degrees of elevation. And the other thing to talk about is mobility. It does say it's 50 kilometers. But it's going to be hard pressed. You got to be going like downhill to get up to 50 kilometers per hour. Otherwise, other obstacles are going to slow you down. It does take a long time to accelerate, being a very heavy tank here. And that's really all I got to say about it. Just a quick look at the armor profile. You can see we got a little bit of orange there in the front and around the hull and turret. So let's take a look at some gameplay. Alright guys, here is Copperfield in the Scavenger. And I think this was my second game in the tank. And, you know, I like to come up here and use this nice hold down spot on this map to basically try to keep the heavies from pushing hard. And we get a couple spots there. And no one's coming up the heavy line, so I'm going to back down and see if I can't get a shot on that KV-1 when the other Scavenger gets behind me and won't let me back up there. So get that squared away, and he takes a shot and starts looking at the other side of the map. So it's pretty apparent that their team has split. So really need the whole team here to just push hard because their team is split, and we can go and pick off these separated tanks on this side. So get a shot into the Crusader and make a mistake. I should have just stopped there and go too far, get shot by the KV-1, and you can see no one's paying any attention to that Crusader, so he's still dishing damage. I try to snap a shot around the corner there on the KV-1, and I'm just trying to keep this KV-1 at bay right now, and doing a bad job of it, quite honestly. We are just trading shots. So let's switch tactics here. Hetzer has just shot. It's always good to keep a lookout for other tanks and what they're doing. And we get rid of the Hetzer. T-34 has shot, so we're going to pull out in front of him and get a shot in. Now I know I've got tanks coming in behind me. So just want to get on the other side of this mound here, and you can see our team is just dropping like flies. This is not going well. Finish off the T-34 and see that they are coming this way. Disappointing that that shot missed, but you know, it was just a snapshot there. Really should have probably just focused in on getting this KV. And there's another disappointing shot. Aims a little bit high, hits him in the turret. So we're not having any problems penning the KV-1 from the front, other than obviously when we miss our aim. Leo headed this way, and you can see the nice gun depression here. We're hull down, bounce that shot. Here comes Leo, get another shot into him, but it's 1-on-5 at this point. Game is going to end really quickly. Really doesn't matter who I shoot. Just got 1580 in damage, and not a lot of help from the team, really. And that's kind of going to be my theme for this tank right now. I'm sure my luck will change, but we got 11 out of 12 shots in there. Alright, so here's another game, this time on Mirage. And I just want you to notice just how slow this tank is to accelerate to full speed. We're going to head to the middle of the map and see if we can't get some spotting done with our good view range. And of course, this is sped up, but we're at 28, 30 kilometers per hour, 40, 45. We barely get to our top speed by the time we reach the middle of the map. So it was a little deceptive with that being sped up. But we've got the gun depression here to get over that ridgeline and shoot that M3, who's a very tall tank. Wait for the aim time, we get it to snap in there. Not a problem. Over this ridgeline into the Hetzer. Again, not a problem. And look at how we're using the hill. We're on the downside slope of the hill to help enhance our gun depression. Here comes Churchill. I'm mindful of that. Can't get rid of the Hetzer yet. Churchill is headed our way, so I'm just going to be patient, let him get into my sights due to my gun depression, and realize that he is the last person on this side, so it's safe for me to push him hard and use his slow speed against him. And you can see we can Circle of Death some slower tanks with this. The rest of my team, though, is folding here, as you can see. And we managed to get our first kill of the game. Almost 1,400 damage already. And so I want to swing around the outside, making sure I'm on the outside. You know, a tank like that Electo, why he goes ramming into a Wolverine, I mean, it's just dumb. He's in the middle of the map. No, I'm going to trade a shot here with the Wolverine. That's fine. We'll finish him off. Get rammed from behind. We get our second kill there. So 3 on 2. I've got a chance. And what was that Wolverine doing? He went. I mean, he's right here. I just don't get it sometimes. I mean. Anyway, we're pushing this Leo back. And there goes the Wolverine. I don't know what he was looking at. Obviously didn't get a shot in. Didn't help at all. We're over 2,000 damage already, and it's 1 on 3. No surprise. I don't win this because I already told you I'm over 6 in it. But anyway, you can see here we're just basically farming hit points at this point. There's not a lot we can do. We're getting some bounces here and there, but yeah, that's gonna be it. 3 kills, 2,500 damage, and we still lose. So, you know what I predict with this tank, you're going to see it a lot for the next 3 or 4 weeks, and then you're not going to see it at all. It's not a tank that I would be pulling out of my garage wanting to play just for fun. I think it's too slow. There's so many other mediums that are better than this. Alright, so next game is on mines, and you know the drill. We're going to the middle. We're going to use our nice gun depression. Wait for some spots. Wait, we know where to aim, and we can just snap a shot in and back down. There it is. Get our first shot in. We're going to pull down the hill, reload, and then come back looking for more targets. Side cheek of the opposing Scavenger is the weak spot there. Another shot into the Anko as he's trying to run away. And you can see we've just taken a few small hits. Not going to be able to get a shot into that KV-1. Covenanter's putting some shots into us. I'm not sure. He might be shooting APCR at us there. Stug, not sure what the heck you're doing there, buddy. TD, you don't want to just crest over the hill. You're going to get shot by like 5 different tanks if you do that. Trying to just keep that KV-1 at bay and not let him push up too high. But you can see we've done 611 damage and we've blocked 500 at this point, and we've only taken 150 in damage. Well, there's 100. But we get to finish off the Chinu there. And it's 6 on 4, so things are looking pretty good. But if you look at the mini-map, Stug has gone over to the lighthouse there. And our KV-1, I believe it is, and our other Scavenger are down on the side, just getting pummeled. There goes our Scavenger. And next to go down is our KV-1. So even game at this point in time, but they certainly have a much more defensive position. Really, at this point in time, what I really would have liked was someone on our team, maybe it should have been me, to go into cap and force them out of this position. You can see my 2 teammates are each 1 hit. So, you know, really what I wanted to do was just be patient and let them come to us. And here comes the KV-1, and Stug is going to go ahead and shoot him from the side there. And I'm going to switch over to APCR just so we make sure that this one goes in, finish him off, and back down. Still 3-on-3, but both of my teammates are one-shots. Come around the corner, see if we can't get someone to spot up. When we realize that we've got one going into cap, and the other scavenger has taken out our Stug over there. So figure what's going to happen here is KV-1's going to follow me into cap, and we'll double team the TD over here, but not going to happen, and I'm going to miss the first shot. Understandable on the full run, not aiming, but missing this shot here. And we finally finish him off. So we took 2 shots, gave him 2 shots for the kill, but now I'm a 1-shot, and KV, not sure what he's doing there. Here comes the other scavenger to finish me off, and there it is. And now it is up to KV-1. He gets the Crusader there, but he is only 85 hit points. Now, I think this is really interesting. I mean, he's going to do about 200 per shot, right? So he's a 1-shot. Scavenger's a 2-shot, but yet he misses the first shot. Scavenger has got the derp gun, and he takes a second shot and misses it too. Yeah. How not to play the KV right there. But anyway, 1373 in damage. Top of the team. KV-1 was my next best ally, and the results are the same. Alright, so this is going to be the last game I show in this review, and keep in mind these have all been top tier. These were my first 6 games. This is the 6th one. I still have not won a game. Well, I take that back. I played one in the process of making this video, and I did win that one, but obviously I think the issue has been team-based. Not had some good teams, and so you can see here our TD and our heavy as a T1 have gone off to the right, and so I'm not pushing up any further. This is a really bad position to get into if their entire team is up here in the caves. And what I wanted to point out with this game is we start to lose some of our teammates, and yet they decide they're just going to stay here. And these are very mobile tanks. I mean, they've got this leopard right here in front of me, and he just sits up here as this all unfolds. So well, they've got, what, 4 or 5 tanks up here, and it's just the 3 of us in this corner. So I make the decision to push on out of there. And I think, you know, one of the things you got to be aware of this map awareness stuff is, you know, get yourself out of bad situations, especially if you're in a fast, light tank like a leopard there. We're down 2 tanks, and half of our team is down here in the valley area by the road. And yet Leo is just sitting up there. Turn and run. Take a shot if you have to. But get out of there to be able to help your team out. Come through here. That's just bad. Missed that shot on the move. We do end up getting 1 shot into the DW here. And this really isn't a bad position for me to be in with this 8 degrees of gun depression. Got this ridgeline here that I can crest up. Use part of the hill to help with the gun depression. Snapshot into the scavenger there, but now it is 3 on 6. And I just just a bad team. They just couldn't shoot anybody, I guess. I don't know. So I want to get the Scavenger out of here. And take a big shot from him. Obviously got the derp gun there. Now, I mean, maybe I should try this derp gun, but you know, I just don't like having to wait long periods of time, and then have iffy pen numbers. So, you know, you can see these guys just aren't doing any damage. Probably shouldn't have stopped there. I probably should have just tried to ram kill the Leo. Not that it's gonna matter here. Again, 3-on-1. We've done 1,100 damage. The Scavenger has got more hit points than me. We both got the same Scourge gun here, so we're going to be doing about 160 each. So he's at 190. Nothing I can do here. We've got the gun depression to get down into the hull, and I'm finished off there. 1,700 damage. Really not a bad score for a game like this, but as you can see in these games, there's no way for me to carry this any harder than what I did. So that would be the reason I would say this tank does not come out of your garage that frequently. If you're often playing tier 5s, there's a lot of better options out there. So with that being said, I do think Wargaming's hit a home run with this whole event. I'm loving the Mad Games. Played most of my games in that yesterday and just totally enjoyed disappearing and flying around in the AMX CDC at 80 kilometers per hour. So if nothing else, it's a free tank. Let's not complain about that. It's one that you can actually get from an event. And as always, have fun out there. Stay safe. Get educated. Not fingered. Littlefinger out.